Hari Om. So I'm very glad you are studying Tattva Bodh. The Anubandha Chatushtaya means four aspects. Adhikari, who is eligible to study. Vishay, what is the subject matter of the book. Prayojan, why should one study that book or what is the objective behind studying the book. And Sambandh, what is the relationship. So Adhikari means one who is qualified to study the book. We can't pick up just any book and start reading. Can we take up any book of quantum physics and start reading without knowing what is fundamentals of physics? So in the same way, when we want to study Vedant, when we want to understand the science of the self, the subjective science, then we must have certain qualifications. The mind has to be pure enough. There has to be a desire to know the self. There has to be some amount of devotion, selflessness, a sincere thirst for knowledge. So the adhikari of this book is somebody who is a sadhak, who wants to gain knowledge, who wants to realize the truth. What is the main matter of this book? The content of this book is Jiva, Jagat and Ishwar. What is the nature of the individual, the creation and the creator, and the essential oneness of these three. So the matter of the book, one reads, before one takes up, one reads the summary or one reads the reviews. Then one decides whether one wants to read that book or not. So the Vishay of Tattva Bodh is to know the essence. Bodha means to know. Tattva means the essence. To know the essence of what? The individual, the creation and the creator. And how they are essentially one. That is the main matter of this book. Also, it will clarify terms, terminologies, definitions that we must become very clear about so that we understand Vedanta properly. Otherwise, simple example, when we say Atma, so much confusion is there about Atma. Some people think Atma means Bhutatma, Pretatma, Bhatakti Atma. Now, some people, the moment they say Atma, they think that it is something inside this body, inside the heart somewhere, one small little thing of the nature of light. And when a person dies, that light comes out of that person and merges with some other light, which is the Lord. Or some people think Atma means the Jivatma. So they say that his Atma departed from the body. So does Atma actually come into the body and go out of the body? Or they think Atma means the mind. So some people think it is, this person is a good person. So they say this person is a Sadatma, good person. Or Dushtatma is a bad person. So how much confusion is there about Atma? The real meaning of the word Atma is I, the true I, consciousness. So that's just one meaning. That's just one term that we don't know about. So this book will clarify all these terms so that when we study the Gita, the Upanishad, the higher texts, then it becomes clear to us what these words mean. And Sambandha, Prayojan. Prayojan means why should I study this book? Some people study because they want knowledge. Like I know physics, chemistry, biology, I know Vedanta also. Some people learn because they want to make a living out of teaching Vedanta. Or some people, they study the book because they want to win over arguments with other people. Some people study because they want to know who am I truly. Each one's prayojan is different. So a sadhak's prayojan is I want to know the self and this is for my growth and development to realize the absolute. That is the prayojan. And then there is Vishay. Then there is Sambandh. Sambandh means, will the study of this book lead to the result that I want? If I study this book, will I get moksha? If I study this book, will I get knowledge of the self? So that is called Sambandh. And study of Tattva Bodh will lead to realization of the self. So this is broadly Anubandha Chatushtaya. So that when we go through the book, we go through consciously. What is the subject matter? How I can prepare myself more and more, create those qualifications to benefit more and more from the book. With what attitude am I studying the book? And will this study lead me to my purpose or not? So that's the way to study a scriptural text. Now this Anubandha Chatushtaya we can apply in our daily life in many activities also. That am I qualified? What is the main subject matter? Why should I do it? And what should be my connection between what I want to achieve and the activity? Many times we don't have that connection. So suppose you want to choose your career. Suppose you want to take engineering. Why? Because all my friends are taking engineering, so I will also take engineering. First find out, are you eligible? Do you have the required mindset, aptitude for it or not? I may like many things, but I must have aptitude for it also. So am I eligible for it? Adhikara. What is the subject matter in engineering? What will I learn? And there are so many branches in that: civil engineering and chemical engineering, mechanical engineering. So what is the subject matter of each? Then which one should I choose for my specialization? Prayojan, why do I want to become an engineer? Oh, it's a matter of prestige. The best mind goes to engineering. Mediocre goes to commerce. Low minds go to arts. That is a terrible stereotype. All best minds can choose anything. Based on their temperament, what they choose, then that is the best for them. So my prayojan, why do I want to be an engineer? Is it to make money only? No problem in making money, but if my focus is only on money, then I am not using my full potential. Or is it to serve the society? Is it to build a great nation? What is my objective? And if my objective is to build a great nation and I am a qualified person, will the study of this engineering in this particular college lead me to this or not? That is the prayojan. That is the sambandh. So we can apply this Anubandha Chatushtaya in many aspects. Suppose you want to choose to write, let us say, an article. What is the content? First, you have to decide the topic of the article. So, Vishay. What points you want to elaborate in that article, that you have to think. So, Vishay. Are you qualified to write on it? Because I may like to write on many things, but do I have the right understanding, right knowledge? Am I qualified to write it or not? Otherwise, one can write. And today, are we not seeing so many people giving their expert comments on things which they have no idea about and create more confusion in the life of people? Social media is full of those things. So am I even qualified to write or even comment? What is the objective of writing that article? Is it to create more awareness, or is it just for humor, or is it for more knowledge, or is it to encourage discussion? What is it meant for? And will my writing this article serve that purpose or not? So you can apply this in everything. Whether you should marry or not, apply it in that also. What is the prayojan of marriage? Am I eligible for it? It can't be that any age I can marry and do anything. No, I have to be eligible for it. There's eligibility criteria, even physically at the age factor. Mentally, am I ready for it? Then why should I marry? What is the main purpose of marriage? What is the way the relationship will go on, the subject matter of the relationship? And will my purpose of marriage get fulfilled through this relationship or not? That is the sambandh. So you can apply this Anubandha Chatushtaya in every aspect of life and make wise decisions, not impulsive decisions. Objective, well thought of, good decisions when we take, they make our life. We achieve success and we achieve happiness, and we are able to bring about more happiness, prosperity, well-being in the society around us also. So best wishes, study Tattva Bodh sincerely, have a strong foundation, and finally, through the study of scriptures, surrender to the Lord, to our Guru Parampara, to the scriptures, and come to realize the self. Hari Om.